Please pray. I know war is terrible, but even praying for wars to stop is not as important as praying for your souls. You can also pray for wars to stop. But knowing that as I'm speaking to you, every day, 200,000 more or less beings being murdered alive in the wombs of some woman on our planet. Every minute you can calculate how many lives have been murdered, snuffed in the wombs, just like that. They can't even call out for help. And God sent them to us to help us, these pure beings, for this period of time. Oh God, so you see, the war in Ukraine, we say that the number is 250,000 or 300,000 Russians who have been sacrificed in the war, and not to talk about the Ukrainian soldiers who also died, not to talk about being maimed, injured, or disabled their whole life. They could not do anything anymore for their life, their country, or their family. See, this is only, some 100,000 numbers, and we are aghast already. We are so in pain, and we are praying. We go on the street to protest, to voice our anguish already. Imagine every day 200,000 die innocently before they even take a breath of life. They die in darkness in the womb. Die without anyone even praying for them or pitying them. And then they have to go and just be in limbo, where they cannot do much of anything, just like a vegetable, but knowing consciously everything around them and about their life, about their fate, about their misery. Some are lucky somehow, or have some more merit, and can stick around the parents, the woman, the mother who killed them. And also, sometimes it makes her life miserable, consciously or unconsciously, and many bad things will happen to that mother as well, due to the wailing souls that could not even touch the mother, but hang around all the time, trying to reason with her, trying to talk to her, but in vain. There are many things that could happen when a soul dies. Hanging around, floating around aimlessly, wailing, hungry, thirsty, hot, cold. No one cares, no one knows. And they will get angry, and then they will revenge on humans in some way. Or, throwing tantrums and creating havoc in some deserted house or haunted house. And let the human not even live in peace in such a place. Or will get sick or get in an accident if living in such an area or in such a house.
After I woke up, I just felt like, wow, okay, the problem is gone, life can go back to normal now. Deep down, I knew that I had killed my child, I had taken away my child, and the pain and the hurt and everything just started to set in. I didn't expect this abortion to wreck my life the way it did. All along, I wanted to be a good mom, and for the first time in my life, I just felt like I'm the worst sinner on earth. Having taken away my child when he was weak and defenseless, and I was supposed to be the one protecting him when he's in my womb.
I remember laying down back on the table, facing up the ceiling. I had one single tear that rolled straight back down to my hairline, and I remember feeling how warm it was, and that's the last tear I cried for years. I paid for death to enter my body, and it did. Physically, yes, but also emotionally and spiritually, I was just completely dead inside. I got more into cutting, I began drinking more, I just was a lot more careless with my body. I found myself a year later pregnant again. I heard myself doing what I didn't even want to be doing, which was calling the exact same clinic that I swore I'd never step foot in again, and agreeing to a date and a time and a price and all of that. And I had an abortion set again a year later.
It's a very consistent evidence now we have from talking to exorcists and those who are involved in different types of deliverance ministry that former abortion clinics or places where abortions were formed are real haunts for demons. Very, very often demonic infestations occur there. And also those who were involved in abortions and so on often find themselves really targeted. Because in a way, if they'd gotten away from it even, the devil thought he had them in their grip, and now he's not going to give up so easily. So we have heard that many people who have exorcisms, need exorcisms, are at some point in the past were involved in some way with abortion, whether having had one or paid for one and so on.
There are many things that I could write 10 million books about. I could never describe all things in the universe to you. All these weird things, miserable things, mishaps everywhere on the planet. Not to mention about all the miracles, wonders, and the blessings from heavens and God. All the masters who came to earth kept telling almost other similar things, that we have to be good, we have to refrain from killing, to refrain from anything that is not proper, that is not true. But humans don't listen. And the more we don't listen to the masters, the more we are being under the influence of the negative demons, devils, ghosts, goblins, or whoever is not good for us, not on the positive side of the universe. And we suffer and suffer. No end in this lifetime as well as the next lifetime, either in hell, in limbo, or in just, an aimlessly lost situation. You could never get out. Some can, but rarely, because the negative power will control all that. After you have lost control of your soul, then you are helpless, hopeless.